Ladies and Germans, how are you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Ringru. Hello, hello, hello.
It's Thursday, which means, guys, it is time for the North American Division game for the Steel Division League that's been going on for the past several weeks. And we're coming to you today from the beautiful, verdant field of Meridet. Now, Rang, who are these lovely guys going to be traipsing through the trees?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have Chicken or Rapid Chicken as
Indeed.
the Guards Armored Division. And
Mm-hmm.
on the right-hand side in red, we have Sauer as the Pegasus Division.
That is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Now,
Mm-hmm.
we can probably talk about how this is on trees. It's going to be good for the infantry division over
Yep.
the guards, but tell me this: how long do you think it'll take for the chicken to cross the road?
Oh, that's a good question. Hopefully soon, because chickens have half tracks in this case, and
Ah,
you
true.
don't mess with a lot of half tracks. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting as you mentioned before. Pegasus gonna do pretty good in this small CQC area. While Rapid Chicken, I mean, if he can just go around the northern side,
Hmm.
he's good because
Now,
tanks.
I am a little bit confused to see that we have one AT gun for the German starting position here and one mortar.
Maybe, yeah, it's probably like a two-star pack 38 is what I'm guessing, which,
Hmm.
the veterancy is going to help out quite a bit. But it's very, very infantry heavy, as we can see, and hopefully he can make some plays in the forest. And the major thing is knocking out half-tracks and fire support, as he's only going to be using like Osttruppen and Grenadiers, who, well, the Osttruppen don't have Panzerfaust at least, so
Hmm.
it's going to be down to using you know, proper anti-tank. I believe he can get Panzerschreck, so I'm not really seeing any.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I'm trying to think of any other close-range anti-tank options that he has, but not really that much. It's going to be down to using anti-tank guns really to knocking out the half tracks, and that's going to be a little bit of a doozy, I think, for Sauer. And off we go.
Indeed. Now, as happened on the Tuesday game, we see a very, very minimal investment again by the allied player on that southern side. And again,
Hmm.
I cannot for the life of me figure out why they hate the southern side of the map so much.
It's
It doesn't
just
matter which map you play on.
it's yeah,
It's
it's always funny.
inexplicable.
Every time we do a cast, it's always the south. That's good for us because the south side's not really the center of the screen, I can guess, and we want to see the cream of the crop up north as they are starting to rush. And yeah, nothing really too crazy from either side, just defensive positions all around.
That is certainly true. So Command Cromwell going to the center part of the map, and from there, of course, I think that's an excellent idea. He's gonna be able to rotate to wherever he thinks is best, and I can't help but feel that he can push up that center line really without any kind of effort.
Yeah, if he can get through that center, open ground, baby. And Rapid Chicken likes open ground, especially with an A-phase Cromwell.
That is certainly true. Now, what the heck? That mortar super close to the front lines.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure I agree with that.
It's rather, yeah, a little bit close, I'd have to admit, but at least he has a tree line covering
True.
him. And as we all know, the Germans didn't have the greatest mortars in the Second World War, so you just need to get a little bit closer.
That is true. You know, one thing I've never really been able to get over is looking at the unit card, and the picture for the mortar just seems so weird.
It's
Just
it's just the
weird.
dude with his hand. It's his hand with the hand, looking up. He's like, okay, refire the mortar, give me a high five.
Exactly, exactly. It's like, bro, we managed not to blow up in our face. This is fantastic.
Do it again.
Ugh.
But yeah, just defensive lines all over.
You know, it's interesting also to take a look at the Asian side of things. Ooh, 35 Rs coming in super early. The Asian league seems to be very, very slam bang finish. Kind of as it starts, it's a very, very big push, a
Hmm.
lot of action early on. North Americans are always a little back, and I don't know if that's just a regional thing or if that is, well, it seems like a regional thing, I would think.
I don't know. It's just maybe just how the players play, really. But yeah, because I don't know. Thinking of latest Rapid Chicken would want to be very aggressive, do some sort of like half track rush, but it's
Hmm.
just taking his time using rifles and motor rifles, and Sarah moving in some grenadiers, and it's going to be a little bit tough in the forest. Grenadiers aren't the best in terms of CQC, but it's only one rifle squad, so it's not too bad.
Well, the thing I think I kind of would hope that Rapid Chicken would realize is that his opponent has really next to nothing early on for that 8A. And we talked about it before the game even really started. But he's got to know, if he's only seeing infantry, he really should be pushing a lot more aggressively.
Do you want to get fire support out, use those half tracks to great effect? That's one of the big advantages of Guards Armoured, is everything infantry-wise is in a half track. Which is great, because half tracks they're great. They're super useful. They give good
Force
fire
multipliers.
support.
Yep.
Well, exactly, force multipliers. It's a machine gun team that can't get machine gunned.
Now, the one thing I would like to see is I'd like to see this command Cromwell actually move into this open pasture just to the southeast of its position. Now, an initial thought, people might say, hey, guys, that's a death trap right there, but there's still 200 meters in every single direction.
Yeah, maybe he thinks it might be an anti-tank gun, yeah. He doesn't really have eyes on, so he's just playing it safe for now with the command Cromwell, just using it for the command bonus. Even then, it's already the rifle leaders. But, it's not going to be really bad if on either side really doesn't push much in A phase. Neither are like super A phase divisions. Even Sarah, which has a lot of points in A phase, you know, 350 isn't great early on, to be entirely honest, just due to the infantry selection. But yeah, just slow defensive pushes.
A couple of early dingoes, and that SPW is moving on, and that guy is a joke. He's adorable, though. He's an ugly guy, but he's adorable.
Yep, French recon cars for you.
True. And we also have those Shermans moving on our... Excuse me, not Shermans. Wow. The 35Rs. I had no idea why I thought Shermans... No idea what's going on there, folks. I apologize.
They're tanks. The Shermans are tanks, so we're close enough.
That's true. They both have tracks.
They both have tracks, they both have a main cannon, and they both have some armor. So,
which means that the half tracks and the tanks are about 50% similar.
Yeah.
Huh, never thought of it that way.
Yeah, a half track is half car, half tank. It's like...
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Sexton coming on in, so you're going to be ecstatic, I'm sure.
That's going to be good. That's A-phase Sexton, baby, all day, every day. If you can take an A-phase Sexton, you reach for it. And, well, anti-tank guns, mortars, brah, the Saxon's going to be lobbing 25-pounder shells in the air.
That is very true. Were you trying to rhyme there? Because that was beautiful.
Was a rhyme. That was a rhyme.
That was beautiful, man. I brought a tear to my eye. And for some reason, we're seeing an early anti-tank gun coming out for the Guards Armored as well. Now, I can't say I really get that. I guess it's just he assumes there's 35Rs around.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be run down south, but even then, it's just, you know...
Yeah, but you have the motorized rifles, and even though it's still a Piat, it's a French wannabe tank. Yeah. I mean, it's not we're not looking at something very intense here. Tank.
But yeah, I mean, the main thing is Rapidchicken is on that slow plus run point advantage. He has pretty good control of the middle at least, and I think he can make something happen here if these motorized rifles starting to push through, and if he can get on the other side of that hedgerow and not the road in this case. It's going to be pretty good sailing there for Rapid.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the best sight lines for that northernmost motorized rifle. He can get some good old bunny ear viewing over to the eastern side of that forest. And shockingly enough, that French tank is doing something as he shoots at a very, very thin-skinned half-track. That's besides the point, I imagine.
They're good. They've been used in pretty good positions. I mean, it's very cheap for 40 points, and it's just some sort of armored fire support. And they're gonna be very useful just because of all half tracks. They're perfect half track counters essentially. That sounds the only thing I can kill, but
about right. We're gonna see one of the lone, let's say, quote, true tanks coming off of the Germans right about now. The Befehle Panzer III. He's deploying to the north. I guess I really kind of agree. That makes sense there.
Yeah.
A little bit of action down on the southern side as well. A little bit of machine gun fire being traded back and forth. Kind of strange to watch a Humber and the 35R exchanging firepower, but...
Yeah, it's really the 35R kind of has an advantage in that fight just because of how weakly armored the Humber is.
What kind of contest, if you know what I mean?
Yes, it is very much a ret noodle contest, like the soggiest of noodles being slapped around.
And what is coming on in? I was going to say, I was trying to figure out what the... I was like, I see the plane, but I don't see anything actually attacking here.
I really love using A-phase Stukas for 352nd. 100 points. You know, they don't drop great bombs, but they're bombs nonetheless. It's just good fire support early on, and they reload so quickly. Like, you can bring out like quite a few bombing runs in A phase with just one Stuka, and just getting that suppression is always super useful.
That is true. And what self-respecting guard's armored individual is going to trust his destiny to a wing wiper in the RAF? He's going to be really. He's not going to buy an airplane. Are you kidding me?
Tanks win wars, not planes. Who
True.
needs total air superiority, said the Germans.
I thought he was going to say the Brits on that one. But I see exactly what you mean. So I have a bit of a slow start, like you said. We have a couple more infantry squads moving to the north. We have a Cromwell moving into the south. A true infantry, anti-infantry Cromwell.
Oh, that's going to be a good run.
That is true.
Blap those Fusiliers out of existence. But so yeah, guards are really just guarding their investments for now. And yeah, I mean, but at the same time, 352nd has a pretty good defensive line. They're going to be holding the beaches, or fields in his case. You know, we've got 2 pack guns up north, 35 Vars and good choke points. It's a really good defensive line overall. Just he needs to be the one attacking. That's kind of his problem at the moment.
I was going to say, kind of hard to be in a good defensive position when you're still losing the war. But,
exactly.
Now, 35R will turn in earnest against that 57 mil. And with the help of some grenadier fire, we'll be able to suppress that down and continue to force it back. Yep. Okay. Nothing too shocking here. I mean, this is exactly what we expected, I imagine.
The big advantage here for Sauer early on is, you know, all his infantry of MG42s, and he has MG42 teams up to the Razoo. So, and, you know, in his open range firefights, I'd take an MG42 over a Bren gun any day. And when those motorized rifles don't have, you know, their little M5 half-track supporting them, they're not great in an open field fight. Or Stuka up north did a bit of a bomb run.
Yep, that's true. He forced back that half-track. Nothing too shocking there. Rifles and Rifle Leader are still in the area. And, you know, I can't help but feel that there's a certain level of, like, meteor strike that just must be terrifying to be hit by a Stuka.
Yeah, yeah. Especially with the Raylan sound, Joe. I know later on in the war, you know, like the sound a Stuka makes. They ended up just removing it because they realized it gave the enemy like too much of a heads up. Like,
who'd have thunk?
so they're using it on the Eastern Front, and I was like, oh, the Russians just kind of don't really care anymore, and they're not really scared by it. They just kind of duck and cover while the bombs drop. So let's just let it be a surprise from now on.
It is almost amusing for me to see. We are seeing a Crusader coming on in, and we talked about Company of Heroes vehicles compared to the ones you see in Steel Division last game.
Yeah,
those guys are such a joke there, but in this fight, oh my gosh, they have quite a good use, don't they?
Yeah, they're pretty much great anti-infantry units. The problem is, though, we got a bunch of Panther 35Rs around and anti-tank guns, so I don't think the Crusader's going to be too useful. Even against the Panther 35, it doesn't really do that much suppressive damage against armor. But against infantry, it's lovely.
It is also worth noting that the Befehle Panzer has jammed weapons, which is horrible because most 352nd players are not going to run with a lot of munitions early on.
Yeah. I mean, we got like 1 or 2 maybe, but we haven't really seen any full Sauer. So, yeah, Panzer 3 is going to be pretty buggered. We are actually now in B phase. But
that
still, no supply truck coming in to save the Panzer III. And now is really Guards armored. You know, they got that huge point advantage. And they can get a Cromwell a minute, essentially, if he has Cromwells all over in his deck. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty good for him. Pretty good if he, you know, makes his armored push happen up north. And I think that is what's going to happen.
That is true. We are going to see that Command Cromwell moving up northward to that intersection. I can't help but feel he's going for the 35Rs first, I'm sure.
Yeah, and he's going to easily mop up those French tanks, quotation marks. Oh, internal fragments? Is he going to... I'm sorry, French tank. What?
Never mind. Wow.
Okay, yeah, good investment, yeah. Good investment. I'm going to start bassing those 35Rs. Those,
ladies and gentlemen, can we just please get an F in the comments for both these videos for that poor Cromwell? Oh my god.
Yeah, the funeral service will be in 45 minutes.
That is true. A light brunch will be served afterwards. We are going to see a Stroke G coming up from the eastern flank and a Sherman from the west. And you know what? I can't always bash either the Sherman in this case, but he is a little bit outmatched, I would say.
The Sherman?
I would say so.
Yeah, just by a bit. I mean, the Stug does have the better armor, but cost efficiency. I always think the Stug 3G is just a rip-off in terms of points. Like that's not a 165 point unit. That's like it's like a 150 point unit, 145 points in the money. But considering it doesn't have a turret or many machine guns.
But that's true. But in this setting, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, true. In this anti-tank fight against a Sherman, you know, it has that slight advantage thanks to its highly damaging gun. But yeah, Rapidchicken still in that nice +1 point advantage, and he's slowly chipping away at the German lines up north.
That's true, but down south he has stalled. He's got a couple of half tracks. Actually, the tank's got tracks and wheels destroyed. We have half track with track and wheels destroyed. The Humbler just went down.
The 35R is just going to town.
Yes, he's not even caring. He does not give a rat's butt right now. He's actually almost halfway out of his AP ammo.
Yeah,
and that's a third half track.
He's just kneecapping them now. It's not even getting the kills.
He's playing with his food.
Exactly. But damn, it was 35R play. MVP, I have to say, for Sarah. Just really good use. And he's positioned them all really around CQC areas, so they can take advantage, at least, of their low-powered gun to try and see penetrate something. And look, the Stukas that keep coming in, and they're doing a phenomenal job just stunning up stuff.
But, you know, like you said already, it's not up to Rapidchicken to push further. It is up to Sour to get that driver's seat, and he's still got a ways to go here.
Yeah, he's still playing pretty defensively. No real major push from him at all. And, yeah, he needs to get some ground, and it's just going to be a really slow process. I think in the middle would be best, because you've got a nice amount of hedgerows for him to take advantage of, get some Pioneer infantry in there, or Stormtroopers. He is actually bringing up Stormtroopers, and they're going to be a damn good choice in clearing out those forests.
That is true, but down to the south, we are going to see a Bedford supply truck making the brave run, trying to come in to repair all those stricken vehicles.
That's not even a supply truck at that point, it's more like an ambulance.
That is true. They're under fire, and those guys, unsung heroes of the war. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I would never want to be those guys.
Yeah.
Amusingly as well, we're actually going to see this Cromwell is completely immobilized, and I'm surprised to say that the 6-pounder's not engaged in that 35R at all.
No, it's being forced to retreat. We do have those Fusiliers moving up north, and finally we have an actual tank down south, a Cromwell Mark 7. And that's gonna be a good counter and can actually kill a Panther 35R. So,
but he is gonna get matched up pretty well with that Stuka 3, who's gonna be hugging that southern boundary. So.
Oh yeah.
In the meantime, we're getting any real anti-tank here. No, it's just Fusiliers. There's Fusiliers. Nah.
Yeah,
no real committed anti-tank.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, anti-tank grenades are pretty terrible. But, yeah, it's just, he's slowly making progress. He has the mansion in Midor at least, which is a pretty good foothold for now. And it's only like a 2% disadvantage, so it's really just about clearing this forest in the middle of the motorized rifle leaders and rifles and whatnot. And then he can try to capture the crossroads and then from there get that slow plus run, but he still has quite a bit to climb, as Rapidchicken is almost at 1,000 points. You know, it's not an impossible comeback at his point if Sour rolls to have that plus run. So, yeah, we'll just have to see.
That is true, and that, oh my gosh, the Stuka, I thought the Stuka was going to try to go after that Bedford supply truck. Had he hit that before they got repaired, I think I probably would have piled.
Tempest, Joe, and the Tempest does not screw around, as you can clearly see.
That was like one burst of fire. Jeez. Yep.
Tempests are just fantastic, especially for Guards Armored, as they have quite a bit of veterancy to boot. So, yeah, it's a lovely fighter. I do love using Tempest.
Now we're going to see those rinky-dink trucks moving on the KFZ-70s. Who are in those guys with the double
probably Pioneers, I'm guessing. Pioneers.
That would make sense.
Or something along those lines. We'll see in just 30 seconds or so, I guess. But that's going to be a perfect push to try and clear this forest. And it's not really much here, except for like 2 half-tracks and some British infantry.
That's exactly what I was going to make the comment about. Is that if you look at it, this is the make or break. If this push
Yep.
is stopped, then I'd say Sour is not going to be feeling too sweet.
Yeah, yeah. And it's enough to clear that town. It's old forest, my bad. He just needs to be able to clear it. And he's got a lot of infantry being brought up north too, as well as an MG42. So, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I was totally there with you. I think that, that forest is pretty much just a town that just hasn't been built yet, okay? So,
all forests are pretty much furniture. It hasn't been constructed. It's like a giant IKEA in here.
Dostroopen.
Oh,
That's interesting.
that's a good choice. They're going to be storming the forest.
That is true, but they have to get in, and that initial couple hundred meters is just going to be brutal to fight through.
Well, fortunately, in a forest, you're pretty much going to be forced to engage at that 100
That
meters.
is true, too, yeah.
So, he's gonna have a good time, yeah. And,
DPS firing squad.
yeah.
Man, those things, oh my gosh. Yep, he's going to clear this entire thing out super easily.
I do love using PPSHs.
Honestly, I will admit, whenever I play Call of Duty, the Eastern Front stuff, I wish I'd find PPH. Just too good.
It's pretty much like a machine gun, but without any of the rate.
That's true, or any kind of accuracy for that matter.
Well, eventually, 70-round rounds, if you hip fire, you usually kill something eventually.
Well, that's the entire point they made it like that in the first place. And oh my gosh, you could just see the amount of devastation they do. One squad by itself takes 40% of a rifle squad in less than 100 rounds.
Yep. The rifle's going to be falling back, and unless he starts using smoke to chase down, he's not going to be having good of a time. Oh, runs right into the Panzer 35R and Stug firing squad, yeah. So, yeah, we go. That's going to be evening out the map, and if he can capture his crossroads area, some regular infantry and a lot like a tank, he could really just do some devastation on the British lines. And in this middle northern section up here, he's doing pretty well holding that manor. And Rapidchicken hasn't really been making any major armored plays at all. He's been pretty bogged down in these forest fights, not being able to do like a concise breakthrough with armor. He's been trying to plug up these holes that Sarah keeps poking in his lines.
I was trying to figure out if there's any sort of firing lane for the Stoke to go after the Sexton. He's got nothing.
No, that Sexton is a slight run just south a bit, but he probably doesn't even notice. I wouldn't notice, to be honest, but if he can kill that Sexton, that'd be a good kill.
Oh, I see exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, but that's modifying position a couple hundred. Yeah.
That's gonna be it'd be tough, but if he can kill the Sexton, because that's really the pain in the arse. Is 352nd relies a lot on defensive units, and Sexton's good at killing defensive units.
That is certainly true, and we are to phase C right about now, and it is ones across the board, and we're actually this is the binary game. It's 1-1-1-1 to 0. So guys, right now it is 4-0 in favor of Rapidchicken.
Yep. I'm happy that they moved to Roman numerals in the last patch for the scoring system. As we see, it's XXXVIVVI points.
Oh my gosh.
I think that means something in Roman numerals. I don't know. I'm not Roman.
That's true, and it's not even Greek. It's not Greek to me, but it's just as well. Might as well be. Yeah. Yeah, that was awful. Anyway, Sherman 5 is along the center line, though, so he is engaging at Stoke 3, and that is not a great place to be for either tank.
No, not at all. And we are starting to see some Fireflies being ripped into shape, and
ooh, you're right.
This is looking good up north here for Sauer. He's gaining ground, slowly but surely, hedgerow by forest, and he just needs to get a +1 point advantage. He's probably going to need a +2 at this point to safely take the victory. Yeah, he's gonna need a +2, but I don't see that being out of the realm of possibility. He has a lot of time to get out +2 still. 18 row, I'd say he'd run at least 3 minutes to +2, so at least 15 minutes I'd give him for gaining that. And we got Stuka up north and Spitfire down south doing some bombing cadoozles.
Now, one thing that's surprising me is that we're not seeing anywhere near the amount of artillery fire. I mean, it's only really getting onto the field right about now.
For FK-18s. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is again that in the divisional fluff. It's they fight the war like their fathers did, but that hasn't been happening here. It's been all air power. I would have thought that this was almost an airborne division.
I know, it's a lot of Stukas. I mean, he can get the heavier mortars, but I haven't seen any of those. But I believe now he can get, he can get IG-18s, which are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And also some neighbor rifles, just need I say more.
I know you never do, but I always kind of hope you do.
Yeah.
So one of the 35Rs, finally the brave 35Rs are getting picked off one by one.
How most of
but
them
not
are still
before
alive?
firing off. Exactly. I mean, but not before firing off most of their ammunition loads.
Yeah, they've been those are the MVP of this match for sure. They've been just on point. I'm really surprised how effective he's used these crappy, dinky inter-raw friends tanks.
Well, that's pretty much been the name of the game this week. Oh my gosh, but no, here's 4 more squads of infantry. That northern push is going to stop dead in its tracks between the Crusader and the Shermans and the other Shermans and the Fireflies. They're not getting through there now.
Yeah, it's too much armor, too concentrated. And it's like, for Sauer, he kind of wants the tanks to run into him. He doesn't want to be the one running into the tanks. Unless he was...
Yes?
Unless he was, like, neighbor Earther it and then, like, do a push in, like, the rake of the neighbor Earther, or, like, 2 or 3. I don't see anything really happening in this northern area at all.
Another brave 35R bites the dust. That's true. That is true. I had a very, very pithy comment I was going to make. Oh, that's what it was. If he had a more ranged anti-tank with his infantry, I think he'd be a little bit more inclined to do it.
Yeah.
But he's only got a couple of those grenadier squads sprinkled around the map right about now.
Exactly. And they only have the Panzerfaust, which only has 150 meter range. Really, I think a Panzer Strike squad would have really helped Sauer quite a bit, especially in this like more forestry areas where you got a bit more range to take advantage of with the Panzer Strike. And really, just Panzer Strikes are great in general. I cannot just like rant about how good bloody Panzer Strikes are. Oh, Cromwell down south got internal fragmented by the Stug.
Ooh, yeah. I got that.
Yeah, and yeah, that Stug is just name of the
He's
game, just defense.
Takes out the other Cromwell.
And is he going to kill the other one?
He's out of sight.
No. But yeah, just good defense, but he needs to be attacking, and we're still at run scorecard. I can't believe it.
True. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it too, at 47 is really just 11.
Yeah.
4 plus 7 is 11. So I mean, we're still it's tight, guys. It's really just a 2-1 game.
It's all just 7-11s to me.
That is very true. Oh, thank heaven, indeed. But the economy is, of course, even for these guys back and forth, which is just always weird for me to wrap my head around. The 352nd is straight on with the Brits in terms of supply.
Yeah.
But wow, you know, I admittedly I have the kind of contempt for an infantry division whenever I play an armored division, and usually that bites me in the ass. But this is how you play against an armored division.
Yeah.
Not anything flashy, just consistent play.
Yeah, it's just a lot of infantry. If you just look at the map, it's just infantry galore. But he needs to attack now.
And that is the truth. Yeah.
He just needs that 1% advantage at least. And I'm thinking this southern area, like southern middle area, he needs to just make something happen there, because that's just perfect hedgerow hell for him to take advantage of with his infantry.
Well, and plus he's got that MG42 who's just locking down that entire southern approach. So just, move across the manor grounds and just go through the forest and just keep following that horseshoe. Yeah,
it's just, the main problem is Guards armoured, they have a lot of armour. And, as we keep saying, lack of infantry is really hindering him, because these half-tracks, these dinky half-tracks are really stopping in his track, you could say.
That is certainly accurate. Now, let's check the ammunition loads in these FK-18. Still pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And mortars are being brought in north and south. Go for it. You're going to make a comment.
Yeah, I think got a Pack 43 up north. Yeah, that's going to be...
Wasn't sure. Oh, yeah, the Multia. Yeah.
That's definitely a Pack 43. And then Mortar 2. But,
No, but look at the placement for the Pack 43. It's a lousy placement.
Oh, it is... That's pretty lousy. Jeez, what's he doing? And it's even a Pack 40 here too, so what's the point?
I would have put it right where the Pack 38 is.
Yeah, you want it up north to stop any armoured push. But Rapidchicken, he's just, he's just holding the line. He's not doing anything too crazy here, just,
Doesn't have to.
Doesn't have to. He's got the nice point advantage for now at least. And, where he's actually losing at the +1 point advantage as... Sauer is slowly gaining it, but you know, he has a lot of time to fight back, and he just has a very good defensive line. It's so many half tracks and armor galore. Yeah, Sauer's gonna have a hard time with his slower anti-tank guns and whatnot.
That's true. Here's the kind of time I wish I had some, off-map arty to be throwing at the Brits here.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty good push down south. The FK-18s are stunning up at choke points on the road, and the Grenadiers are just moving through, but he needs to start killing half tracks. Those half tracks have to die.
And that Firefly, for that matter. That's the guy that's really holding him up.
Yeah, I would definitely do it. Yeah, definitely do it. And he doesn't really have any smoke, unfortunately, to try and block out Firefly at least, so that's really going to be a hindrance in his assault. And this is all the problem with Sauer. There's so many obstacles for him to have to go through when attacking, and he doesn't have the tools available to really do it, unless he was to start getting some neighbor efforts, but doesn't seem to be the case. Maybe is that a neighbor effort up north? Maybe. By the Pack 43.
Ooh.
I hope it is. It better be. God damn it.
He's really far back if it's not.
Yeah.
Pack 43 is making a long walk into the forest. This is also kind of silly for me, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's really doing with that at all. Pack 40, getting some good hits. Gonna kill out Firefly, I believe, in the middle.
Well, transmission damaged already. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. That's a good kill.
Third time is the charm, after all. Oh my gosh, that was a slender little sightline there too.
Twice a tiger.
But all right, so if we have a Nebelwerfer, and that starts launching. Oh no, dang it, never mind. I'll say if we have that, you're right. If we can just toss down some firepower on some of these forests, on ahead of these Fusiliers, something like that, anything like that. They would have ruptured the entire British line.
Exactly. I forgot, 352nd does get one unit, and that is a Jagd Panther. So,
are you remembering that right about now?
I literally forgot that they got the Jagd Panther, and it's oh, yeah, they got, the third heaviest tank in game now, don't they?
Problem with that, though, is that the Jagd Panther is only one tank, and it is monstrously expensive.
Yeah, it's 300 bloody points. That is a 3-minute investment, roughly, for Sauer. And, I mean, he should do pretty good down south. I mean, the veterancy is going to help out a lot fighting that Firefly. But, it is only one tank in the end of the day.
That is true. It's kind of funny. There was a 3 half-track rush, and this one Grenadier squad was like, no, you shall not pass.
Oh, I see, yeah. But
blows apart the first one, forces another one back, and I believe we're going to be seeing another Grenadier. Nope, he's pinned down. Never mind. He's going to surrendered.
He's going to throw his arms in the air like he just doesn't care.
That is true. And the troops of the Dark Lord Sauer, they take a bit of a break right now. Sounds about good. How about at 35-45 we go to +2?
Okay.
Alright, so 5 seconds.
And kaboom. Times 2.
Indeed. And of course, folks, this is not to malign anybody either way. An AEC coming in from the western side, which is kind of amusing. But unless we see some sort of, a move, I don't see this really changing substantially before the end of the game.
Yeah, it's really just a bit of a grind in these last 8 minutes for now, at least. But yeah, Sauer's been pretty defensive this entire match, but he needs to be more aggressive once again. Rapidchicken, a lot of armor, hard to deal with, yada yada.
Well, he's been again consistent, and that's the thing. He just was consistent a little bit too far back.
Yeah, and now he's starting to get some good progress. Stormtroopers making their way into that forest in the middle, and it's just trying to make a breakthrough. And this is also a problem with infantry divisions, is that it's really hard to make a breakthrough with an infantry division, as infantry are rather slow. It's not like an armor division where you can rush in, 2 infantry squads worth of half tracks in the exposed line and make a good break, make a good surround or get a good position. You have to slowly run up, and by the time you've ran up to the point, the enemy's already reinforced it.
That is true. It's amusing to me the Jagd Panther down to the south has fired 3 rounds and he's gotten 3 kills. He is truly becoming a Death Star down there by himself, with the Martyr 2 sitting in kind of close support.
German engineering doesn't miss. Especially when you have an accuracy.
Oh man, I wish that were true.
It doesn't miss,
Flak,
but it breaks down.
that is also very true. Flak 41 with the 88 mil is slowly ambling on forwards. Again,
Hmm.
some of this placement has been way too defensive.
Yeah, he just needed like, I mean, at his point at 5 minutes, you just kind of throw everything in. You just need to try to make something happen. You know, unfortunately, units don't survive after the match, so you might as well throw them into the meat grinder at the end. Unless you're really, really conscientious about your KD ratio, which you shouldn't be.
That's true. That's true. No one cares if you're bloody.
Yeah.
All they
Just
care
as
about is that
long as
victory.
you get the points.
Ooh.
Or Stuka.
Here goes the, yeah, but there's a lot of enemy attention. That was unfortunate.
Those Tempests are, yeah, they're pretty deadly. And there's no AA here for 350 seconds. So.
Well, except for the Flak 41, that's literally it.
Yeah. Oh, Flak 41. Okay, yeah, that Flak 41 is gonna pretty much save the day.
I don't think so. I'm figuring that this MU-109 is going to go down.
Oh, yeah, he's buggered. Oh, is he? Tempest just a little bit too slow. Oh, it's a little bit too slow. That was clutch. Pretty clutch. Oh, Typhoon AT up north.
Yeah, looking to go after that Strug. Doesn't
Kills
do...
it.
Oh, he gets the kill.
2-star veteran She Typhoon ATs are not to be trifled with.
Oh, man. I didn't think it was going to be quite that deadly.
Especially if you're a special tip for the Typhoon AT. When you go for the rocket run, turn off the rockets and don't turn them on until you get within like 200, 300 meter range roughly. Because then all the rockets land like really dead on the tank, and then you have a pretty good chance of killing it.
So, guys, that's your pro tip of the day. You've heard it from Rang.
Yeah.
The
Don't
champion
shoot the
from
rockets
down
till
under.
last sec.
That is true. Make sure you get real close before you blow your wad.
Exactly, Con. That's you can't just like, blow your rod just a kilometer away. You gotta get in real close, real deep before you think about letting those rockets go kaboom.
Now, let's take a quick look to the south, because that Yogg Panther's going to start to engage, when I say engage, be engaged by 17-pounder, and...
Oh, God,
oh, my God!
No!
He's right there!
He's right, yeah, that's like...
Oh, my God, that scream, shoot me.
It missed.
Thank you, God. There we go, thank you.
It's just, like, this Yogg Panther, very lucky here, but he hasn't really done much of it. For such an investment it was, he hasn't really been able to, like, push or do anything with the Yogg Panther. He's now pushing it up now, but... it's a bit risky, no infantry, not much infantry or no real recon in front of it. And that's a rather, high-value target, to say the least.
Martyr takes out the AEC. Is he going to be able to see that Firefly? Yes, but the Firefly says, screw you, pal.
And, surprise, surprise, that's the end of the match.
Wow, that really crept up on us.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah, it crept up on us too, but nonetheless, Rapidchicken taking the victory at literally one points.
So he did not get any points really for the last half of the game. He still pulled it out.
Yeah, exactly. He just held on for the first 20 minutes, got the +1 point advantage, and just defended for the rest of the match. And by that time, Sauer couldn't get that much of a push. And once again, it is hard to really make that push with an infantry division, especially when his infantry isn't equipped with a lot of infantry anti-tank weaponry.
Well, but, to be fair, we were talking about the 35Rs being the MVPs of this game, and they really were.
Yeah,
I mean, two of them by themselves take out almost a dozen vehicles and infantry by themselves.
Yeah.
And we can't even talk about the morale effort that they had, the morale effect they had on us anyway. I don't know about you guys, but definitely on us.
They surprised me, especially killing that Cromwell.
That was amazing.
That's nutty, to say the least. But, yeah, very close KD ratio overall. Very close. It was a real back and forth match. Very much a meat grinder in that forest fight, I think is the best way to describe it.
Yep, and I can't help but feel that had there been maybe... And of course, just a second guessing, guys, as we have seen God Vision here. But I can't help but feel that had he been, again, a little more aggressive with artillery early on.
Yeah.
A little more aggressive in that forest with the infantry like you spoke about early on in B.
Naval rifles.
And exactly, or bring those on as well and see. He would have been able to blow apart the entire guard's position.
If you cannot attack a place, you need naval rifles. That's literally like the problem solver to every single defensive problem that you run across. You just naval rifle it and then you attack.
But indeed. So, folks, congratulations over here to Rapidchicken. He manages to get that W, and we know now that he did not lay an egg, and that the chicken, in fact, comes first.
Yep.
we're gonna go fly off and cluck someplace else. And I think, for me anyway, I'm all done. Please,
Yep.
Ryu, stop me. Stop me.
I'm good. I think this is exactly the right place to end this video. So
That's true. We could balk all night, but I think that's a great point.
okay, we're good.
I'm
We're gonna give
Connor.
the viewers an aneurysm.
I'm Connor.
I'm Rangaroo. Take it easy.